So hello ladies and gentlemen, so welcome in today's video tutorial. So our question asks us to write a C program that allows the user to enter principal, rate and time. The program should then calculate and display the interest rate. Use comments to explain parts of your code. Print the runtime interface and the code. So first of all, you should know how to calculate interest rate. So interest is like this. Let me just type it down. So let's go to our dev C++ compiler, then we click Ctrl plus N to, or we go over file and click new, then source file. So it's like this, it's interest rate. Then we have got interest goes to principal times rate times time. Then we should divide the answer by 100, right? So now let us write the code in C language. So first of all, you have to write this header file, standard input and output. Then we write our int main, where our program starts, the execution of the program. Then then I just type in return 0. Then so first of all, we are dealing with principal, rate and time. So principal, this is the amount. So money, this is monetary value, right? This should be in dollars, maybe you see dollars in or something like that. So we are dealing with money. So when we are dealing with money, we come across there are some commas. So we have to use this data type called float. Yes, float, so that we'll be able to use commas. So we're going to say float principal. Then which other one? The rate can be maybe 9.5%. Then so let's put it. Then time won't come with a comma, so we have to use an integer for this. So we're going to say int time. Then okay, let's say interest can be in comma, so let's just close this. Then we go and add interest. So sometimes it's best to write the full name, or you can even shorten, it depends with you, so that you can understand the code. So okay, now what the questions asks us to do. So the program allows the user to enter principal, rate and time. So this is how I'm going to write my code. So first of all, we have to print something to the screen. So we're going to say enter the information below, right? Okay, then I have to skip a line, next line. Then I have to end this with this same this same column. So now we're going to print like principal. Someone should enter principal. So let's write principal. Then okay, it will display principal to the screen, right? Okay, let me just run it so that you guys can see. So let me name it interest, yeah. So okay, I should comment this, okay, or delete it. Okay, let me just comment. So now there is an error here because I didn't write print f. Okay, as you can see, it just displayed this information. That's what we want. So let's do this. Then after this, it has to scan for an input from the user. So let me write, okay, what do you want the user to enter. A principal is under float, so we are going to use what we call it's a specifier. So the specifier which we are going to use is modulus f, which means this is a float. Then we have to write principal. Make sure to write the same spelling as used here. So let's run our program. So we're going to enter our principal 5, our program works right. So let's go on to the next part. Okay, so we have written this part right. Okay, there's something which is missing here. We are missing something called an ampersand. So we're going to this one, the end, this the ampersand. So this means the ampersand principal. It means the address of the variable principal. So an ampersand is an operator which is used to assign, right, the address to any variable in the C programming language. So okay, so that we won't face any error like the one who maybe you didn't notice it, but okay, let me just run again. Let me just 6, okay, point, as you can see. Okay, let's just type the same thing. Is 67.98, right? Okay, let me just remove this and you will notice something. 67.98. okay, there's a delay in our program and it will show this error message. So we don't want that to happen. So we should make sure to use those ampersand when we're dealing with mathematical programs. So I'm going to skip a line right. Then we're going to request a user to enter something which you want the rate. So make sure the rate is under float. So we have to use this specify float, right? Modular or modulus float f. So first of all, we have to print something to the screen, right, so that the user can see what's being asked of him. So this is rate. Okay, then we have to put our semicolon here, then go and scan for an input. Then we're going to, okay, yeah, then we put our comma, then we write our ampersand what rate is written in small letters. Then we go, then on the next we're going to write the same things. Okay, we want to get time from the user to enter the time. Okay, remember to put our full stop, which is the same colon as discussed in the previous video. Then this, make sure you don't make this error. Now we are not going to use float, we are going to use tab or an integer. So we're going to use this specifier d. So this specifier, right, the modulus d. The modulus d is used as a decimal integer, right? It's a decimal integer. That's what we are dealing with. So now we want to write time, because time, with time we do not have any comma or, yeah, I mean, like a decimal number. It's like we don't have like a 20 hours 0.58 when we're dealing with these programming things. So now we want to test it. So we have to enter our principal point, then our rate 5,5, then our time, let's say 4 years. Now so the program won't run because they will need to put another command, and as you can see we didn't put our ampersand here. That's why we faced that error. So make sure you don't make that error. Okay, we have placed our ampersand. So now we have to put our formula for finding the interest, yeah, on this part of the program. Okay, so it's print. Okay, we want interest, right? Interest. Okay, let me just go and copy that the part, this one, this thing. Okay, let me just cut this out, then we place it here. Okay, interest is called principal times rate times time. Make sure you don't have to use x, you have to use this sign, this star. Okay, this star. Okay, then we should put, if okay, you have to put this within brackets. Okay, then after that, after it calculates these three things, then it will divide by 100, and make sure you have to put our comma here. So now after it calculates, okay, we have to print something. Okay, what is required is to print, okay, to display the interest. Now, okay, let's just say print f, right? Then let's just say okay, displaying what? Interest. Okay, then it will go to the next line, then okay, then we're going to type again printf. On that next line is going to display interest, right? Okay, our interest is what? The interest should be in, what do we say? It should be in float, in a floating point number. So we have to write our, what we call our modulus or modulo. Yeah, then we type f. Then after this we have to place a comma, right? Then we type in interest, then our full stop, which is the same colon, and okay, then we run our program. Okay, let me just remove this space. Then okay, so now we want to enter the principal. So we have about $500, right? And let's just say with some 98 cents. Then our rates should be 5 point maybe 6 per year. Then how many years, which is the time? Let's just say we are going to pay this in 5 years time. As you can see, displaying interest, this is the interest which will be paid, right? So guys, thank you for watching. If you have any question or anything which you missed, just contact me. I'll be ready to help, either in another video or in your DM.